And we're live, but crooked. Why did I move? Oh yeah, why did I move that? I don't remember why. Oh, that's right, I bumped the camera. That's why it's all messed up. That's what happened. Is that? No, it's still 2. Let's try that. We're live from the Lonely Dove. As named by, where's, oh, there it is. As named by, where was it? Was it Soda? Lonely Dove, named by Soda. Hate a bodybuilder, 2-piece tonics here. Jazzy, Muffin, Mind Over Muty, Staffy. Neighborhood Watch, Tundy Brisky Botsky. Wow, 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 Soda, Electric Cobalt. Oh, and thank you, Muty. Thanks for gifting that sub to Muffin. 500th gifted sub. Thank you so much, Muty. 500. Thank you. Whoops. And Logicos94, thanks for the 10-month sub. Thank you. Thank you. Is it an angle? Does it look like I'm falling? Is it askew, the screen, or is that my monitor's askew? Oh, maybe it's my monitor. There we go. Thank you, Logicos. Meaty says 500 need to be something special, food like a muffin. Food is good, yeah. What's your favorite kind of muffin, Muty and everybody in chat? I think my favorite muffin is banana nut, maybe. I really like banana nut. Or like, what else? Poppy seed? Lemon poppy seed is good. Hey, Jazzy. Hope it was a good meeting. You work from home, Jazzy, I take it? Meaty likes bran muffins. Staffy says something with cinnamon. I also like blueberry muffins. I haven't had a muffin in... Oh, applesauce muffins. I love applesauce muffins. Those are so good. Jazz, you've been working from home for many years. So COVID didn't impact. That's the cool thing about living in a van is that I can always work from home wherever I go. I always can, which I prefer. I prefer working from home. When I lived in California, I had a room in a house, and then I also had my studio, and we were very close. They were within a quarter mile, I think. And I got annoyed sometimes by the quarter mile. I'm wasting time. I just want to be able to roll out of bed and start working. You get muffins from every state. What off shelf is that perk? Yeah. I actually have made applesauce muffins before. I'm making note. Maybe I'll make some. So good. Let's see. Misa's making on stream. It'll be nice when I finally get that when I get that stuff I had for the hiking streams again. Because it makes it so easy to stream from anywhere. Because yes, where I live there's a kitchen, but you know it would be a huge project to try to stream from in there. Because the computer I stream from is a not wireless. So, yeah, I don't even know how I do it. But once I get that gear again, it'll be awesome. Let's see. Anything exciting happen for y'all in the last? Well, I saw y'all Saturday, right? Bandcamp finally sort of fixed the bug. I mean, I get it, you know, but it's hard not to be a little annoyed because I get the responses, you know. Their initial response is always, they don't say it. I don't mean just Bandcamp. I mean, they just say that they send you to their customer support, you know, their frequently asked questions kind of things. And they basically say it's probably because you're an idiot, but they don't say it. They say it nice, you know. You probably made a mistake. That's why it's not working. I've released 500 albums on your platform. I know how it's supposed to work, number one. Number two, I'm not a great coder, but I know how to open up, you know, the JavaScript console, and I can see that things are not working the way they're supposed to. But anyway, it's sort of fixed enough that I was able to release last week's shows. I still can't edit. Was it today's show? So the album cover's wrong on one of these. Oh, welcome back, Wookie. Welcome back. Bosk, you're up at your parents' cabin. Oh, that sounds awesome. Oh, you had to shut it down, though. That's not awesome. Oh, it's 800 albums. Jazzy, okay, yeah. I don't know. 800 plus. Yeah, so anyway. Did anything else interesting happen? I don't. Oh, Tubi went on a diet. I weighed Tubi. Tubi weighed 27 pounds. That's too much. I didn't weigh Tubi after the diet, but Tubi must be at least 5 to 10 pounds lighter. So Tubi's now back in the studio. I was hoping to have the green screen ready, but it proved a little more difficult than I hoped. So I need a little more time. Getting everything position mounted right is not easy. Something so that I don't have to deal with it every day. I actually think what I'm going to get is a 2-drawer filing cabinet, which I hate buying something that I'm going to sell in 5 months, but I'm just going to use one, so I'll sell for the same price. Because the problem is that Tubi is right next to this door, and there's just this narrow way for me to get through the door. So I don't want to set up gear that I'm having to move constantly to get by it. You know, it'd be a hassle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this 2-drawer filing cabinet and attach things to the drawers. So it's really easy. I can just slide the drawer out during shows, and the rest of the time I'll push the drawers in so I can get past it. I gave Tubi new arms. I don't know if I like how they look. It's a little more human-like, I guess, but but that's not. It's a robot. It's not a human. You know, his shoulders used to be sort of lumpy, if y'all remember. Now they're nice and curved, really nice, smooth curves. But I don't know if I like it. Anyway, rough case, 22 months. Thank you. 22 month sub. How are you, rough case? I have the reflective material hung up. One thing I didn't really consider is that Tubi's mouth will reflect the ring light, or its eyes will reflect it. So I think I'll be able to figure out a way to hide the ring light. I'm not, but we'll see. He says, I haven't finished song number 1, but I'm remixing it, and I worked in jam with a producer friend. Oh, that's awesome. I actually sold stuff in Europe. Won't name drop, but he actually will make great club music. He said, I have a real knack for writing hooks, and he stole an idea of mine. But I suck at the verse, and he called my interest in bridges interesting. Well, I mean, I like interesting, but that's awesome, Beauty. I mean, in this day and age, all that matters is the hook, really, you know, and that's all that people care about. With 15-second attention spans, right? I mean, your song could just, you don't need to you could just have one section of your song, and you just have the hook, right? So I think you're in much better position than if you didn't get the hook, right? Let's see. What do we have? Do we have a request? Oh, I'm supposed to do that now. I should have already done that. Cancel. Hey, Funk. Thank you for the 30 months. Thanks for the 30-month sub, Funk. Thank you. It's a odd set of sounds, but let's see what happens. Yeah, I remember the reason the camera was askew is I've been moving stuff behind the monitor. To store it. And I bumped it, and I forgot that I bumped it. First request ever. Wookie 2085 is going to get a drum fill and a drum loop. Rough Case's best part, they're always an odd set of sounds. And then Soda's 3,000th request. Let's see. I'm vacillating about what I'm going to do for this new YouTube channel. So I've got 3 options.
There's whispers in the dark.
Okay, I can't listen to this. What is this? Go to another song, Tubi. I don't want to.
Whispers in the dark.
I can't think with this. I'm pressing. Oh, there we go. Finally. There's three possibilities. I just use etc kit for everything. I don't like that idea at all. The second option is to have a different name for the YouTube channel, but keep etc kit for the music. And the third option is just to change everything. And today I'm leading change everything. I mean, I've been this for a long time. 5 years? That's a long time for me. Might be, I don't know. I may be ready for a shed my skin like a snake. Tubi's gonna stay Tubi though. This is why not make etc the whole overlapping idea. I thought about that, and one of the names that I like, I can't go into the details, but it's too close to another brand, and I haven't been able to come up with anything else with etc in it that works yet. I might be able to, but the one that made the most sense to me didn't work. I mean, and I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not ready to. One of the words I really like, but I don't want to reveal it till I made a decision. I mean, I've thought, I've considered, like what Mudi's saying, I've considered doing something where, there's etc stories, etc music, and etc something else, and that's a possibility. Okay. Fade out. Drum kit. Can we do an ETC style challenge? Sure. Uses ET's abbreviation so we inspire you? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Zero excuses. Hey, Mr. Robert. Zero excuses. Okay, let's see. First beat. Wookie. Our first beat. Thanks, Wookie. And then rough case. Let's just go 4 on the 4, might as well, right? I also had this idea from my van build that it's going to be a have my cake and eat it too kind of thing. If y'all familiar with that idiom. That's one of the advantages of having a long time is that I keep coming up with better ways to do what I want to do. I'm telling myself that. I don't like the wait, but let's see. Sounds muffled with Venn diagram. I was thinking about ways that I can try to make my workspace in this van feel bigger. I had a couple ideas. One was to put a mirror on the ceiling, but I know that sort of implies something different than what I would be hoping for, you know? The other idea I was thinking about was I was thinking about mounting. I mean, this would be an energy thing. It would take a lot of juice, but is actually put a flat screen monitor on the ceiling, but make it look like a window and just have, I don't know, birds flying by. So whenever I look up, I see, I won't be able to just put a skylight in because I'll probably almost certainly have solar covering the roof. And then we've got, let's see, 12-string acoustic. But I realize that, my whole mentality for this build is it's all around this, right? Everything is built around this right here. Most people go into van life, it's, I want to make this cozy little cottage. It reminds me of home. And I'm thinking, how can I make this work? Everything else is secondary. But I was realizing most of the time I'm working, I'm not going to be using the keyboard. Really, because I'm going to be doing just tons of video editing. I only need this during shows and if I'm recording something, which I will be doing more than I am now. But anyway, that opened up a lot of possibilities, remembering that it doesn't always have to be this way. Okay, and then we got As the Frogs Sing. Is from Soda. This is a very, very appropriate name for the sound. And then Staffy embracing love's embers like a warm blanket. Jazzy, it's a debut, Liquid Fire Hazard. He says, I was watching BBC yesterday and they made this one guy a picnic table out of wood because he was nice. You would. Freaking love the table. It would make the van life so much easier. It folds into a box. It has legs stored in it and everything. I sent you a link. Oh, cool. Cool. Here, let me copy it. So it's a video? I'll put it in I'll watch it after the show. That was one of my realizations involved well, I've mentioned I really like having headroom, and that was one of my worries about working out of a vehicle is just feeling claustrophobic. And I don't feel claustrophobic this way or this way, just this way, because that's where my energy goes this up. That's how I feel energy, you know. So having a ceiling really low is not appealing. Well, this is not very interesting. I'm not going to go into any more detail on this little tiny build change. And then we have Mind Over Meter with extensions of a creator. Because you see how it fits and how much stuff I can be storing it. This is a convertible van. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Extensions of a crater. But it's funny how right now I'm just theoretical. I mean, I've got my little Lego design, and then I've got, things on paper and spreadsheet. And I remember in the past having rooms that I've needed to rearrange, and I'll get one of those room planners online, and I'll set everything up. I'll say, this looks amazing. Look how I fit everything. And then I actually do it in the space, and it doesn't work. I mean, it does, but you realize that, what looked fine on paper is way too squeezed. You've created these little narrow passageways to get between your furniture, that looks okay on paper. So I know that by the time I get the vehicle, I'm going to have this amazing plan. And then as soon as I start building, I'll realize that I have to scrap the entire plan because I didn't consider some one thing that changes everything. Jazz's time check over the hour. If we're doing the poll by 10 minutes of, we're so set. It's when we're doing the poll and it's 4 minutes of, 3 minutes in, then it's a risk. Because you'd want to show us, I haven't done any more with the Lego. It's still the same. Yeah. I haven't had time. I need to go through that box of Lego and organize it so I have more pieces to use. But I just stare at it. Just every once in a while I'll stare at it and then go back to what I'm working on. Just to have it rumbling around in my brain. Big Charles, I didn't recognize you were on live. You were listening to radio? Oh, I should have some sort of a word on radio, right? Well, I guess it says it on screen, I guess, but maybe something in chat too. Because if your fan foreplane ends up looking like the Millennium Falcon after, I will be immensely surprised and excited. Well, I was saying, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, Botsky, but I want to do some sci-fi short story segments in this YouTube show I'm imagining. So I want to design this. This is not going to happen right away, probably. But I want to design an overlay that can go over the dashboard. So that if you're shooting towards the steering wheel, and then I have a green screen so we could have space and stars going by the window. And maybe I'll add some things to make it look a little more spacey. But, if we have a console just that lays over it, it could be a cloth console with LEDs and stuff. And if I'm shooting, if it's a little out of focus because I'm further up, it'll look, it won't look like $100 million movie, but it won't look like, I don't know. I don't want to criticize anything, so I'm not going to go the other direction, but because if we have space on one side of the van and animals on the other, we have space animals. But those are the three. I want three setups in the van that I can do short stories. Sort of, sort of cosplay. I mean, not well. Yeah, I'm playing a character, and it's space, a wizard. Because I think I can create the illusion like I'm in a library. And then I can get a special kind of light that flickers like a fire. And then the third thing would be a bunker, you know, a guy living, underground. I think those three would be pretty easy to pull off. I mean, not easy, but relatively easy inside the vehicle. I don't want to do it. I want to do as much filming as I can outside of the vehicle, but, realistically, there's going to be many times when it's just not possible for weather or whatever reasons. Hey, Pete. But yeah, so all I need to do is find. I mentioned I'm repeating myself, but I repeat myself. Y'all know that. I just need to find a prepper who has a cool looking hatch or whatever, and I could just film a 5-second intro sequence that always starts each little segment because it'd be a reoccurring thing. And so you see this character go to the hatch, open it up, and start walking down, and then you cut inside of the vehicle, but it looks like and you just all I have to do is do one step like I'm at the bottom. And then I turn around, and you've created the illusion, Media says a guy in jail. Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah. Media says you could do an After Effects overlay. Or I could literally, I'm gonna have bars. Actually, I'm gonna have 4 bars. Well, that's not enough, is it? Well, it could be if it's a close shot. If it's a close shot, that would be enough. That'd be enough. I'm gonna have 4 metal bars, because I'm gonna bring one of these units, these wire frame units, and they're gonna be taken apart while they're in the vehicle. They're gonna be part of the structure. That way, I can easily I'll have something I can do if I want to set up a show outside, or if I go to someone's house, I'll be able to use this to set everything up on. Send this poll. Hey, Brooms. But yeah, that's a great idea. Can you do a suggest, Moody? Can you do it? Because that's a great idea. That's really simple to pull off. I think the light show should work. I think it was just a MIDI cable got unplugged. Jig Giles, will you camouflage the van as a prisoner transfer vehicle? I mean, if the vehicle, maybe what I should do, Big Child, is I should get a green van so I could easily green screen. I could just change whatever color it is. Super easy, Is it recording? It is. Okay, here we go. You were just about to type that, Pete? Here we go. Time to accelerate. thanks for those calps. Oh, sorry, the music levels are probably extremely low, and maybe everything is very low. I had to swap out an audio interface temporarily, and I forgot to set the levels. It's not something I can do in 15 seconds, unfortunately. Let's see, what do we have for titles? Oh, we had our ETC challenge. Hey, brooms, with entropy truly collides. Staffy, even the chances. Jazzy, etc., etc., etc. I'm only big child, extraterrestrial clutter. Oh, thanks, Moody. Yeah, I just mean the overall level. It's I can see the waveforms as they're being recorded, and they're significantly. This was actually an issue on Saturday too. They're much lower than they should be. I use a McName. So my master, my stereo mix is too quiet. Cut to cam. Okay. Thanks, use a McName. I think I think when we finally hit the road, I think I might make Saturday streams earlier. To make it easier to do outdoor shows while it's still light. And that'll be good for most of our European viewers, and hopefully our United States Canadian viewers, since it's a weekend, can still. I don't know why I just thought of that. It's very far in the future, but okay, let's put that poll up on screen. Yeah. Tubi's shoulders definitely used to look better. Oh, the neck's falling down too. Ah, I liked your old body better, Tubi. I mean, I'm sure I could figure that out, but he says, what about a fortune teller? Oh yeah, badly translated horoscopes. Well, maybe it should be Tubi. Tubi would be pretty funny in it if we got Tubi a whole fortune teller outfit. Oh, and I used the title from Muty, Everything Changes, in that Improv as a lyric inspiration. And Broom's 32-month sub. Broom says, what's my line? Oh yeah, months. today I started planning the very first episode. I'm not gonna actually, well, this is sort of bad because I'm not gonna probably release this first episode until December. And I'm setting up something that generally I'm gonna be doing in 2 days or 1 day, but I'm gonna have 4 months to plan the first episode. No, but I'm not gonna pre-plan the difficult parts. The difficult parts I'm gonna force myself to do in like a day or 2 days. But what I'm laying out is I'm just thinking about the. Oh, you have a pilot audience. I'm just thinking about the different segments. What's cool is that I don't think it's crazy for me able to do 3 to 4 shows, produce shows a week that are 10 to 15 minutes long. I don't think it's crazy to be able to pull that off. That's just not done. But because I have enough ideas of these reoccurring segments that will be easy to do, and I think fun, even though they're the same kind of thing. The content's going to be difficult of the improv or the stories because they're not going to be improvised. It'd be a lot easier if they were improvised, but it won't work for them to be. They might be semi-improvised. And the reason it'd be easier to improvise them is that, the reason I can't improvise them is that improvising is too inefficient for short stuff. These have to be. They have to be like a 2 or 3 minute thing at most. Maybe I'll do some 5-minute stories, but if I improvise, it just will take too long. So I have to have a basic idea, and that's going to be really time consuming. That's the paradox, right? Is to improvise an hour-long story takes 1 hour. If you were going to do an hour-long TV episode that you're going to write, you probably spend 50 hours on it, 100 hours. Versus if you don't already have something like this joke, badly tell a joke, then have a badly version of said joke. Well, we did that on the badly translated game show brooms. Remember we had badly translated jokes and punchlines? So we did do something similar, but that was a lot of fun. Let me shout out some other titles. Soda with tartlet helicopter in the afternoon. Is that a real word? Tartlet? Tartlet? Botsky with an electric tubey cosmonaut. Muty eating tiny chickens. Brooms, Ernie the cheetah. Staffy, eel teacher chides. Jazzy enraged tiny caterpillars. That sounds hilarious. Can you imagine? They get adorable caterpillars that are angry. I'm going to pound my 100 feet on the ground. I'm only a big child with enormous tranquil cult. But this is the way you streamline the show if you get those steps down, but still recreate a room. You get this they build pyramids with less steps. Yeah, it's really beneficial having this time to think about stuff in advance. Because I'm thinking, I'll probably, probably most episodes there'll be we'll have maybe two or three badly translated questions, maybe just two, probably two. I think the way I'll do it is we'll sort of at the first, and they'll be interspersed. They won't all be together, because right there, that's a minute or two. That's so easy to produce, but it's fun. And although it reminds me of, I was an idiot again with my body. Man, I wonder if I should go to the doctor about that. Hey, Allegra with the resub. 49 months, Allegra. 49 months. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to survive the van build, because I get impatient when I'm building stuff. So I was working on something for Tubi, and I was drilling something. I was drilling through some metal, and I didn't have the metal clamped down, and I lost a grip, and this metal started rotating very fast on a drill. Not a hand drill, but this kind of drill, and that metal smashed into my hand, and cut my hand. But I press on it. This was a couple days ago, and it's sensitive. I mean, I moved it around. I don't think I broke anything, right? I mean, I would feel a ton of pain, right, if I broke something. But it feels like, Muty, you must know, you had tons of injuries. It just feels, I don't know, like I bruised the bone maybe? I mean, it's not bad. I'm not that worried, because I still have full, but when I press against it, it definitely hurts a little. This was 3 days ago, I think. Anyway, I'm all over the place with what I'm talking about. Jumping around. But yeah, what I'm thinking is I have one segment each show, one or two segments that are time intensive. One that's music related and one that's storytelling. And then there's a bunch of shorter things. Things related to bot talk. Those are really easy. It doesn't, because I don't have to write anything. It's just improv. Well, Tubi comes up with something and I respond improvised. So that stuff's really easy. Badly translated game show's easy. And I think the IRL stuff is going to be pretty easy. I'm going to probably do creative moments every once in a while. Those are easy. Those are not time intensive to do. It's really the produced music and story stuff that's going to be the challenge. I think. This is me. I'm always overly optimistic about what's possible. He says the thumb is connected to the wrist and the sound in which his thumb lies as a socket is connected by a lot of tiny bones, so a tiny fracture could hurt a lot. Make sure if it hurts or swells, don't wait. Go see a doctor. Yeah, it's not swollen, but where I hit it is right there. If you can see, right there. So you can see the cut. It's almost healed already. Well, actually, you can barely see it. I was very mad at myself. I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened because I cannot be so cavalier with building things in real life as I am building things in software. I'm not going to hurt my body if I do something stupid in coding and I'm reckless, right? But if I'm using saw, I was using a circular saw, and I need to be really careful when I do the band build, or that's going to be the end of me. Let's end this poll. P, you cut yourself at least once a week? If he says there's such a thing as calculated risks, non-calculated risks are far more dangerous. Right, I'm in a rush, you know. That's the problem. I'm always in a rush. Well, that's not totally true. I'm in a rush when I'm not really engaged in what I'm doing. And I don't particularly enjoy building things with my hands. I don't. Maybe someday I will, and I'm hoping I'll enjoy the van, but I didn't want to be spending time working on Tubi. I had Project X stuff, So I was just in a rush trying to drill through this metal. Just to get it done. So dumb. Let's see. Let's end this poll. Bruises the worst as you cut yourself and discover it later but don't know how it happened. Yeah. Because we can only make so many severed body part videos. Yeah. Muse, what do we build everything out of styrofoam? Edits, I'm only big child, extraterrestrial clutter. Extraterrestrial clutter. Awesome. Thanks, big child. I mean, if I could afford it, which I won't be able to, if I could afford it, I would hire someone to do the van build. I mean, I would give them very clear direction of what I wanted. I know what I want, but I can't afford it. And fortunately, it'll make for really good YouTube content. So I think that'll make me. I'll try to enjoy that side of it, The finding a fun, creative way to share the experience. Pieces ask some volunteers or on GoFundMe or something. Well, I'm planning on doing a Kickstarter, Pete. But, even if I were to do all the work myself, I'm going to probably need to spend, I hate to say it, but around $15,000. That's sort of roughly the budget I'm looking at this point to sort of make this all possible. And that's not even buying a van outright. That's just a down payment. That's a $2,000 van down payment. There's that much other expenses related to this. So $15,000 Kickstarter, and I might even do more. I don't know. It's very ambitious already. But the suggestion of volunteers, yeah, I don't really know anyone around here is the problem. I always feel very hesitant to ask people for free help. But I do have one friend who could help me with some very difficult things potentially if they had time, like welding stuff. Because I'm not going to weld. I know I'm not going to do that, but you could always fork out a little for extra for protective gear, safety first. All the protective gear in the world won't help you if if you don't put your parachute on, because you're in a rush. Like, I forgot to strap on my parachute. Oh well, that's the problem. I just need to be careful. I need to breathe, and say I can just. Because if you ever considered selling your idea to Netflix. I mean, it's very hard for me to imagine them being interested in, but that's an interesting idea. I mean, I think everything will be easier once I produce some to sort of make it more obvious, because I know right now it's probably in people's minds, you're probably imagining some things that are very different from what I'm actually imagining. I mean, some things are can be exactly what you imagine. I mean, you know what badly translated game show is, right? But the more IRL, the more serious stuff is a little harder to just communicate. But that's interesting, Meaty. And I mean interesting in the good way, Muty. Not in the way your friend was using it. I meant it in the good way. It's an interesting idea. And I've been, I often, when I mention this, I make fun of the idea in a way, and I do think it is sort of crazy in some respects. But I am also very optimistic about it. I think it's a much more realistic idea than doing improv music. Frankly, I think it's way more realistic of an idea. Okay, let's see. Fade out. Beats. First up, we got Jazzy. With the Studio Heavy kit. And I did not from Electric Cobalt. Oh, thanks, Beauty. I think that the part I'm worried about, but not worried and that's going to stop me from doing it, but just that I'm trying to is the production, right? It's not the idea part, it's the production part. Am I being totally unrealistic as to what is possible in a short amount of time? But like I said in a previous show, I think the key is if I can take the improvisational energy that that I'm very comfortable with now, if I can take that into the production stuff and let go and approach things with that kind of carefreeness of just like, well, I got 5 hours to make this and this is what it is. I'm just gonna have to let it out. If I can really do that, then I think I'll be able to do what I want to do in terms of output. There's our first beat, and then Mr. Robert. I mean, it's very hard to imagine me being able to do this 5 years ago. What I'm talking about. I mean, I would have, because I was so much more in my perfectionist mindset. Yeah, I can't imagine. I would never have even fathomed this idea because it would have seemed impossible 5 years ago. There's Mr. Robert. Hey, pianotpot. Oh, we had a raid from pianotpot. Thank you, pianotpot. How was your show? And welcome to John Alchemy. Hey, John Alchemy and Cresshead. Oh, Brooms, I'm talking about the variety show, yeah. Project X is still not launched. This the thing I'm planning for YouTube when I move to the van. How is your show, pianotpot? Oh, I'm saying it wrong. It's what? How am I supposed to say? Is it piano teapot? Piano teapot. That makes okay. Sorry, I missed that T. Piano teapot. Sorry about that. You did an improv live techno set. Awesome. Featured a 909 kit on the TR8s. That's awesome. Well, for your crew, I do improv as well. That's my thing on Twitch. I do improv, and what I do is I make music where y'all help me make the music. So I'm about to. We just turned some people's names into drum beats, and then I'm going to demo some sounds. So y'all in chat get to choose the sounds that I use in the improvs, and you choose how fast the song is going to be. So I'm going to demo the 6 sounds that the chat chose, and then I'm gonna do the improv. So the first sound Brooms requested is the anthem of the easily distractible. Oh, and let's do a reverse raid for piano teapot. Let me get that. Let me trigger that in chat, and let me make sure. I want to make sure I've got a follow for you too. Oh yeah, I followed you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know you. Awesome. So yeah, let's try to get a bunch of follows for Piano Teapot. When's your next show, Piano Teapot? Okay, first sound, this is... Every Thursday you play? Nice. Okay, then we got house organ from Jazzy. Oops. That's still the bass. And then we got Rough Case gave us Soda Adventure Begins. And Miss Robert gave us Rhino Yakety Hat. Media says nobody cares about production. Oh yeah, I wasn't being very clear with my my terminology. I meant more generally the actual taking the idea and making it into something, into reality. I don't mean high production value. I literally meant just the time to film it, basically. Because, you know, my production background came where you do a 30-second commercial and it take 2 days or a day. So it's just well, and also the pre-production. So I meant the whole thing. So an idea, and then an idea is nothing until you have a script or something. So it's just all that in a short period of time. That's the question. But I totally hear what you're saying. I agree that the production value doesn't matter on YouTube. And then we've got Dark Chorus from Soda. Oh, this is Dark Chorus. Exterminate from Muty. Because what makes it tricky is because I'm also on the road, right? So there's just everything's going to take longer. I mean, I was saying I was hoping to do maybe daily, as many as daily videos. Starting to think that might be insane to try to do. And then maybe a better thing to shoot for is 3 a week, which is still incredibly ambitious, but slightly less insane than doing 7. Okay, y'all in chat gonna pick which of these sounds is gonna start the improvisation. And for new folks, if you make requests, we can get you in on the next track. But the way you can start participating right away on this song is because I'm just gonna be making it up. Means it doesn't exist. It doesn't have a name. You can help come up with the name. And sometimes I use the things people are submitting for names as lyrics. So if you want to submit an idea, just like what Muty did in chat, use the title command to submit ideas. And as soon as the song starts, you're going to see. Me says you got nearly 1,000 shows. Yeah. All you need is find your flow. You're an entertainer in your heart. Just need to explore the new stage. Yeah. I've seen some. There's a bunch of there's a bunch of van lifers on YouTube that are doing pretty well. There's one guy is 200,000 subs or something on YouTube, and he does 3 or 4 videos a week, and he's doing just a blog style thing, but still, I mean, it takes a lot of work to do that, and his videos, it's not crazy dramatic things don't happen, at least in the ones I've seen, but he's just really enthusiastic and authentic, and he's got charisma, and because he cares about what he's doing, even when he's talking about stuff that are sort of mundane, it's interesting to watch. So I'm hoping that I can even approach, hopefully in my own little tiny way, can have that succeed in the way that he is in making just sort of the mundane interesting in a good way, as we were saying. Oh, thanks for the follow, John Alchemy. I love your username, John Alchemy. Meaty says you could do mundane. You can do mundane better than anybody. Let's see. Hey, Mo. And it's GX Terminate. So again, for new folks, I suggest running the drums command, or you can actually, if you follow, our bot will submit some requests for you, but you don't need to follow, you don't need to sub to participate. But I suggest typing the drums command. I suggest doing typing ! sound for a random sound. But we've got several thousand sounds you can listen to and pick your favorite or least favorite. You can request ones you hate just to see what I do with them. But you can request in chat. We have an on-screen extension where you can make requests. If you want to listen to the sounds, you need to go to my website. There's links below. But if you make requests now, we can get you on the next song we do after this one. Here we go. Time to accelerate. You ask, is there anybody out there? And I say, I got an empty phone book that says there is. You ask, is anybody out there? And I say, I got this big old yellow book that says there is. They got a map to nowhere. I know exactly where I want to go. I know exactly where I want to go. Yeah, I know. Thanks for those calps. Let's see what titles we got. Soda was Swallow the Flower. Room is a road to everywhere. Pianotpot, Massive Fluffy Clouds. Massive Fluffy Clouds. And Staffy Spheres. Pianotpot, I think someone else done something like that before. The nice thing about titles is you cannot copyright a title. You can trademark a title in limited situations, but you can't copyright a title. That's why you'll see there's certain song titles that get used over and over again. Can anyone think of one off the top of their head? I can't. It's, like Baby I Love You. There's probably 50 songs called Baby I Love You, different songs. Where you can copyright a title is something like Star Wars, right? Where it's sort of a product as well, and Jazz done about 3 or 4 songs called Adrenaline. Miss Roberts' quite a few are in the end. Pieces, what if my book is only the size of one title, is then copyrighted? I mean, I know you're sort of joking, but in all seriousness, you know, copyright law is pretty, it's erratic because different judges are going to rule different ways, but in general, you're going to have a hard time copyrighting something that's very short and familiar. As a work, it's easier you can trademark something that's short, right, as your business name. Like Apple, right? They've trademarked Apple. So if you start a company called Apple, especially if your company sells computers, you're not gonna be able to do that. He says there's more than one yakety sax. Zimchuck says copyright laws, whatever Disney tells the court is. It's going to be an interesting the next 5 to 10 years, see what happens, because what is it? I think Mickey Mouse theoretically is falling out of copyright in the next 10 years, I believe, right? I forget what the year when it's happening. So, fingers crossed that Disney doesn't ruin everything. I think, I would, if Disney tries to pull it off again, I think what artists all over the world need to do is basically like dedicate their lives to trashing Mickey Mouse as an icon. Just like do the most horrible, reprehensible things to just destroy it as a brand. I don't mean Disney, I mean Mickey Mouse. Like say, if you're gonna destroy, the rights of all of us just for your little mouse, we're gonna destroy your mouse. And I think if artists work together, so I'm hoping Disney has just sort of accepted that they've already pushed things as far as they possibly can, and to say that's enough. I'm hoping they're smart, because I don't think I'm the only person in the world who's angry about the state of copyright. I know I'm not. Let's see, that's all I'm going to say about copyright today. Okay, let's get that poll on the screen. Oh, and I use titles as inspiration for lyrics not awake, or is there anyone out there? And he says, do you think Disney cares about art? If they did, they wouldn't ruin. Well, what I'm thinking is literally flooding everywhere. Because I think if artists work together and get everybody, like get lots of people on board, if you start seeing memes all over the place that are just trashing Mickey Mouse, to turn Mickey Mouse into, anytime you want something vile and reprehensible, you use Mickey Mouse. Because Disney can't go after everybody. And if there's a critical mass of people who start trashing Mickey Mouse, there's nothing Disney can do to stop it. So that's a far worse situation for them than losing their copyright. I think it could be done. I think it could be done. But I'm optimistic that Disney's not going to push their luck. Not because of fear of that, but just Oh, and I used Muty's title, Love is a Map to Nowhere. I took Map to Nowhere. Oh, and thanks, Big Child, for gifting that sub to Piano Teapot. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thanks, John Alchemy. We'll love to see you back. Yeah. We're Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We start. I guess we still start pretty late for you. We start at 1 a.m. your time. Is that right? Yeah, 1 a.m. your time. Roughly. I start about 15 minutes past. Reminder from you to give a friend badly to Botsky. Can I ride an LPC tunnel scooter? I need space for your new friend, Laurel Footrington, for playing Cactus, a trusted expert on the list. Go count. Can I ride an LPC tunnel scooter? I love.
And I'll show you exactly where I want to go. Yeah, give me a map to nowhere. I'll show you exactly where I want to go.
Hey, Aunt Mods. Let me shout out a few more titles. Not Allegra with Does Anyone Have That? Pete Mouse, Grooving Monks. Tony Brisky Botsy going vroom vroom on my LPC tunnel scooter. Mind Over Muty. Sound of Isolation. Jazzy hiding in my introvert shell. I'm Only a Big Child. Voices from Within a Box. Hey, CG Mini Painting. Soda Tripping on Petals. Broom's Fantastic Fractals. Staffy Squeaky No More. That sounds like a good slogan. Squeaky No More. Adrian's WD-40. Use it once and you'll be saying, squeaky no more. Creaky no more. He says, speaking of squeak words, isn't squeegee the best word in English language? What's the word in Dutch? Is it been just translated, used directly, squeegee? Muty says now we have a stupid name for it called Rootenwisser. I mean, that sounds fun to me. I know I'm saying it wrong. Rootenwieser. Hand me the Rootenwieser. I don't know why I imagine these weird emphasis on the syllables, but that's how I would say it. Rootenwieser. Okay, let's end this poll. And its piano teapot is named with massive fluffy clouds. Thank you, thanks piano teapot. First request ever coming up for John Alchemy. Oh, John Alchemy just had it out. They still get requests though. And piano teapot. It's so important on the web and in life in general to get, get at least a second or third opinion on anything. I had seen this. I'm not going to say this person. I'm not going to publicly shame this channel or say anything, but there was this health-related channel that I just randomly seen a video of theirs that I liked, and not that I literally liked, and I didn't press the like button. I probably should have, but anyway. So I started getting more of their videos, and then anyway, this video popped up, and it was this very scaremonger type thing about this food that you're not supposed to eat it. And this channel, they use doctor in their name. And it directly contradicted something I'd learned about recently. And it's not a good story because I don't want to tell you, I don't want to publicly trash this person. But anyway, I then went and looked at, I was like, this seems strange. Is this person actually legit that I liked? So I checked out the credentials, and no, they were not a medical doctor. But that's the implication. If you just watch their YouTube videos, you think they're a medical doctor. And they got a ton of followers. But I'm sure they have a doctorate in something, but it's not in medicine. It's not in nutrition. Okay, our drum kit, down tempo kit. First up, we got a beat for pianotpot. Vatska's a doctorate in BS. But as I did more research, I realized their main thing was pushing a specific diet. I'm always suspicious of any espousal of one specific diet. It's often a real red flag as to the legitimacy of, not that there are some great diets out there, but when diets are treated as if they're sacred, one specific kind of diet is sacred, it makes me real nervous. Again, I know there are many that have proven success, but when you're saying this is what everyone needs to do, this is the right thing for everybody, this is the only way to be healthy, that's just not true. That's cool. That's pianotpot. Hey, Socks. Oh, Socks is why does Twitch Live have viewer count? So those are Socks. They're actually two different things. So because you can be logged into chat and not actually watching. So I have an external chat program called Chatty. So I could be logged into radio or any other streamer. So you're almost always going to see more people in the chat list, but not necessarily, because viewer count also shows people that don't have Twitch accounts. So those numbers are almost never going to match. Someone who's just watching, who's never signed up for Twitch, they're not going to be in the chat list, but they will be in viewer count. But I had that exact same question back in the day. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And somebody told me. So it's it's a little opaque how it all works. Here's John. So yeah, pianotpot and anyone who's lurking. So I wrote this program that takes the letters in your name and it turns it into a beat. But there is a random element as well. So your name will generate many different beats if you keep doing drum loops on the show. But it's always connected to the DNA of your username because any letters that repeat will have the same sound in that specific beat. So in this instance, the O's have a hi-hat and a kick. Both of them are going to be exactly the same. The A's are snares. But the next time this beat is generated, what sounds assigned will be different. So maybe next time we just got a kick drum on the O's and we have a hi-hat on the A's. So when you consider how many different letters are in it, the number of and the different sound, there's, I can't remember. I did a calculation. It's literally can be tens to millions of different possibilities for just one name. Sox says millions. Literally dozens of beats. Okay, let's check out our sounds. Media says the mathematical number is oodles. Oodles of beats. This one van lifer I was mentioning earlier. I didn't actually say his name, but it's I think it's Van City Van Life. He's done over 1,000 uploads in I think about 3 or 4 years. I mean, that's incredible. He is, he's average. What is that? He's averaging. I mean, that's one a day. It's just crazy. He's so prolific. And they're all, they're 10 to 15, 20-minute videos. And it's blog style, and so it's easier than doing something super produced, but even blog style, it's still live editing. To do that, as many as he's done. He says, oh, this was song 5555. Zim, oh, you have the album Zim with your name? Nice. Zim says, I have the album with the song my name was a beat on and listen to it all the time. I love me. Okay, muted bass. And then Not Awake or Autumn Mist. Exotic Metals from I'm Only Big Child. Rough Case, Extinction of Veiled Hosts. Staffy, Electric Descent. I missed, oh, and then, whoops, I messed up. Extinction. No, this is Extinction. There we go. Electric Descent. And then Photon Blast. Y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Yeah, so this YouTube thing, I think the easiest way to sort of, for those of you who've been around the channel for a long time, I think the easiest way to think about this, what I'm planning on doing on YouTube, is I'm taking everything I've ever done that y'all have seen on this channel and going to be condensing them down into little 10 to 15-minute episodes. So, all the different things. So music, storytelling, outdoor streams, badly translated game show, talking about creativity. I mean, I don't consider myself funny, but, attempts at comedy, all of those things. But compressed, badly translated game show, live coding, maybe not that. But who knows? Who knows? But compressed into these nice bite-size tidbits for the short attention span. But I've been researching, trying to, I want to find examples of things like similar to what I'm imagining. So I've just, and also be inspired, research. I still can't find anything that feels like a really clear match that I can say, oh, this, it's going to be like that. But I did see something that did have more similarities than a lot of things I've come across, which, has anyone seen, there's some Canadians in chat that hopefully will know this. Has anyone seen the Red Green Show? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? The Red Green Show? You know it, Funk? Hey, Cobro. I still have your commission, Cobro. Rough cases you have and you're not Canadian. They played it on PBS. So I now remember seeing my dad watch it when I was a kid. I don't know if I really watched it. So it's very much a comedy show, but they have a variety of different kinds of segments. It's sort of a show within a show in some ways, and they do music. It's all it's all comedy related, but the way in which they jump around between different things is more similar to what I'm imagining than, say, a sketch comedy show. Because with a sketch show, every sketch is totally, there's not always a connection. Which I guess in what I'm doing also. Anyway, but so I checked out some Red Green on YouTube, all the episodes. They were doing episode, they did, I think, three or 400 episodes. And mileage, you know it too, and mucho mas. Yeah, mileage, that's it, the guy's quote. If women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Socks, for the 28-month sub. Socks says, "Kid, your albums need liner notes." They do. They do have, or do you mean actual text written about? They do have liner notes though. They have they list, but they're every album's the same liner notes with different data. it's computer generated liner notes. And thanks, Cobra, for the 21-month sub. He says, will you do cutaways if you do these videos? Because they are also a way to get creative. I'm not sure what you mean by cutaways. Can you... My instinct... What I'm thinking, I would say, yes, that's the plan. Because it's going to be cutting between different segments. And sometimes there'll be multiple occurrences of a segment over the course of a 15-minute video. But in general, things are going to not be more than what I'm imagining is each section will be rarely more than a minute or two. So it's going to feel pretty snappy. But yeah, like for example, there might be, I want to do weird little things that are like 10 seconds where you just cut to a shot of a guy in the road holding a sign that says something on it. And it doesn't make any sense. You know, just weird things that are those kind of, is that what you mean, sort of? He says Simpsons and Family Guy. Oh, they talk about something and cut to it. I would like to. I would like to do things where even though individual segments might in principle be totally disconnected, that there are inspirations that sort of run through it. So but that's going to be very ambitious to pull off that kind of thing. But yeah, trying to find ways to bridge things as much as possible, even, you know, in funny ways, like if there's a segment where there's a wizard tells a story, right? I don't know, I haven't really thought this through, but maybe there's something in one of the game show questions that actually ends up in the story, even though those two things are totally unrelated and are going to have to be filmed in very different styles. You know, the wizard is filmed cinematically, the game show is filmed just, you know, cheesy game show style. Did Cobro, did you want to do your commission after this? Mileage says, have you seen the film Koyanis? No, I can't even say the word. I haven't seen it. What is it? I'll write it down. Koyan is Squatsi. Koyan is Squatsi. He says that way you can use scrapped ideas. We could save, yeah. Definitely. Callbacks are fun. Muchma says, yeah. Muchma says that's part of the draw of the show as a longtime viewer. Yeah, I think because I like absurdist humor and sort of wacky things, I often, you know, I'll watch that kind of comedy and weird things happen and I'll think there's probably more to that I don't get. There's probably an inside joke, but it's still funny because it's so, I think that's the ideal thing is callbacks, that even if you don't know what they're calling back, it's still sort of amusing, you know? Hey, Q-Square! Q-Square writes, Q-Square, the 38-month sub says 3 1/6 years. Did I miss any message? Okay, let's end this poll. Media says, kid gonna make real life interdimensional cable like Rick and Morty. Electric Descent. Oh, it's sometimes I act like we've ended the title poll. It's really just the sound. I generally don't get as excited about the sound as I do the title, but I see it and it looks like a title. Electric Descent. No, we're starting with Electric Descent. Okay, here we go. Oh, you gotta turn on the camera, the lights. Here we go, time to accelerate. television. So now I just watch myself in the mirror on the glass. I don't like that show very much. So I turn the channel fast. But it's the same old fella looking right back at me. Sitting there eating scrambled eggs, bent down on bended knee. He's a night for a billionaire, living hand to mouth. Thanks for those calps. Let's see our titles. Cobra with Roll the Dragon Bones. Socks, Halogen Lamp Hallucinations. Mucho Mas, The Devils in the Eggs. Q Square Optic, Neurotic. Okay, let's do Cobra's Commission. Oh, I haven't put the vote up yet. Yeah. Because I stopped doing the those vote videos after the song. I haven't changed my workflow, so I'm still doing this stuff off camera. Now it's gonna come up. Some Oh, and I used some titles as lyric inspiration. Big Child with Hugh, Scrambled the Eggs, Jazzy. So I was just getting this weird tingle. Where I hurt my hand. It does feel like there's a bit of an indentation. It doesn't feel like anything's broken. I've been to urgent care so many times in the last couple months. I don't want to go back. Jazzy, I took sleeping pill from praying for a sleeping pill. Sunny side up. You just try moving it on all axis. It doesn't hurt when I move it. It only hurts when I push my finger right against it. And then I feel sort of tingling. I wouldn't say it's even that painful. It's just a weird, it's as if, I mean, it feels a little painful, but it's as if that part of my hand is asleep. You know, when your leg falls asleep, it almost has that kind of sensation. I mean, there is a little bit of pain. For anyone who's wondering what I'm talking about, I was an idiot. I didn't secure a piece of metal that I was drilling through, and the metal started whipping around on the drill bit, and it smacked my. This was two or 3 days ago, and it smacked. I guess when I tap on it, it hurts. If I hit it. He says you might have an internal bruise that is touching a nerve. If the numbness keeps going, go to a doctor. Okay. Cooper says his bruise, probably about it. Yeah, I was really mad at myself. I immediately stopped what I was doing. So I can't believe if I hurt my hand because I'm impatient trying to do something for Tubi. And I was icing it really well I iced it a bunch right afterwards and then the next day. Mushmasas could be a bone bruise with some swelling. I also, from jazz, I took Sunny Side Up as a lyric inspiration from Sox. I was inspired by Sox's title, Mirrors Are More Fun Than Television. And Mucho Mas, I took verbatim Nightbird Millionaire. Cool Reason's here with a 53-month sub. Hey, Cool Reason, thank you. Thank you. He's going to get a Kickstarter for health insurance. I have health insurance, but I might as well not in America. It's going to have taken me 4 months to see. I have a doctor appointment scheduled at the end of September. I've been trying to get just a normal doctor's appointment since May. And I pay like $380 a month for insurance. And even at that, even $380 a month, I'm waiting 4 months to get in, 5 months? How many months is it? To get an appointment? Now, part of it is that my doctor that I had left. And so I had to get a new doctor, and they don't accept new appointment. I had to wait 3 months for a new appointment. Hey, LA Finest. How are you doing? Gurus, this sounds like government employer plan. I was going to try to do a rhyme, and I couldn't come up with a rhyme fast enough, so that's where the go-kart came from. Corey's is 3 months around what I paid when I was getting the same Cobra insurance. I mean, I think one of the problems is there's just not enough doctors. I don't know if there's any truth to this. I have never tried to verify it, but my father used to complain and say that the American Medical Association intentionally limited the supply of doctors. I don't know how, by not accrediting enough school. I don't know I can't remember what he said, in order to keep doctors' salaries up. Because if there's more doctors available, then there'd be more competition. And I don't know if that's true, but it is true that it's almost impossible to get appointments often. I'm not the only person who's had this challenge. He uses all the doctors on YouTube giving diet advice, yeah. Let me shout out some more titles. Pianotpot was Sweaty Monkey Buckets. And then, that was followed by Mind Over Muty, the Traumatized Bucket. I don't know if those were the order of those. I don't see these in the order they were submitted, but then Jazzy Communal Popcorn Bucket. I'm Only Big Child, Melody Maniac. Wow, Soda, it's music or the stomach? Staffy, 7,000 watchers. Cobro, eggs on my dash. Socks excite your sources. Mucho mas. Visit scenic Waterloo, Pluto. NQ Square, the mice will play. At first I thought it said the mice will pay. Vengeance will be mine against these mice. I will say that, when I'm able to see doctors, I've been fortunate to have I feel like I've had very good experiences for the most part with most of the medical people I've dealt with in my life. I know that's not always true for many people, but for me personally, I've had good experiences with the nurses and doctors. I mean, I haven't had that many things, but I have had surgery before, so that sort of something. But my experience with health insurance has not been as good. Let's end this bow. The devil's in the eggs. Mucho mas. The devil's in the eggs. Media says, sometimes I feel guilty living in a country with good health care because I feel health, especially in 2020, is still being used as a commodity for trade. How far have we come, but how little have we become as well? Yeah. Y'all thinking Star Trek time? People are still worrying about copays and losing their insurance. You think that's going to be a thing? You think Spock or, I don't know, Data or Picard are having to get on the phone and say, well, this is the medicine the doctor prescribes. You're not going to cover it? But this is what they think that, oh, it's not the right number of pills. You'll cover 60 pills, but not 30? But it's the same medicine. What's the difference between 30 and 60? You're willing to prescribe for more, but that's not the prescription thing. So I have to go back to them and get a different, I wish I had done that in what's his name's voice? Captain Kirk's voice. Captain Kirk calling up with his health care insurance. If only I could do that impression, that would be pretty funny, I think. Uses the doctor's bill as illogical. Okay. Cobra mission. I think we're actually going to get. No, maybe not. Hey, Hug Queen. Good reasons Shatner would have drugged that out and it would have been about a 2-minute complaint complete with 80 seconds of dramatic pauses. I really can't do it. What's this? He just takes pauses in weird places, right? Are you telling me that you're not going to give me a prescription? Even though my doctor prescribed it. It's sort of, totally different voice, obviously, but it's that kind of cadence, right? Totally pauses in the weirdest random places. Whoops. Why? What? There we go. Oh, it's pretty good. Keyscore says he says this because he was struggling to remember his lines. he's like I'm a professional actor and you're making me talk about laser beams? How am I supposed to remember talking about laser beams? You know, these are not normal sentences that human beings speak. That's a good, you know, I can understand not remembering. The phasers were set to 37 quintuplets. What's a quintuple? Okay, let's see. Let's do our melody for Cobra. Q Square says Mrs. Square and I have been watching reruns of Third Rock from the Sun, and to his credit, Shatner's hysterical as the big giant head. I've never seen that. What is the big giant head? Is it what I'm imagining? Is a head inside of a box? Oh, I should do that on my on the show. We should have a head in a box that talks. That's in the Munsters or Addams Family, right? Isn't there a head in a box? Yeah, what's the big giant head? I'm curious. Locrian. Here's Cobra and Locrian. Doesn't sound that strange, does it? Use those notes at some point in the next melody. Oh, Pee-wee's Playhouse does that? Pee-wee's Playhouse, oh yeah, I think I mentioned that as potential, some inspiration for what I'm gonna do. I remember trying to find some episodes and I couldn't find any that were free. Is it on any streaming network right now? The Pee-wee? He squares no such luck. Giant Head was basically the leader of whatever alien organization sent the main characters to Earth. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh well. I was really excited about Shatner's head in a box. Absurd beatbox. Speaking of boxes, it's the absurd beatbox. Can you imagine if it's William Shatner beatboxing inside of a box? That's even better. Uses could you program to with random pauses? Mid-sentence, William Bodner. Yeah, that would be very easy to do. I was looking at wigs today because I'm going to get some wigs for some of these segments just to make it more clear that there's different characters and stuff, you know. But I was thinking, two people would look so good in a beehive haircut. Don't you think? I really want to get a beehive for Tubi. Tubi's right over there. That's why I keep looking over there. Okay. Whoops, I didn't make the beats yet. Whoops. Initial. Were there no beats? Wait. Something's wrong. Initialize drums. Oh, I see what happened. I don't remember where. It's been so long. I don't even remember where this file gets saved to. I'm gonna have to just export them again. Dewey's not generating beats for me. Maybe Dewey's shoulders are too broad now. Maybe it's too wide. Yeah, I think that was, yeah, so I'm muted. I think that's what happened. So I changed it to something different. And it crashed. Try again. Come on, Tubi. There's nothing else that would cause trouble. Okay, let's see. Is this going to work this time? Initialize drums. That worked. Now it's good. Okay. First up, nice. There's our first beat. Second beat. There it is, got her beats. What is that? Is that a clown? Cool Breeze? Is that a global emote? Or is that from another streamer? I don't think I've seen it before. Sounds we've got. Little skittles on tall treetops. Oh, it's animated? Oh, I haven't seen any of these. I've heard about animated emotes. Animated emotes definitely draw a lot of attention to themselves, don't they? I never look at normal Twitch chat. I'm using the I have my own custom chat, and then my backup chat is chatty, so the animations don't work in either of them. Are they just what kind of image are they? Open image, a new tab. And then we got Electro Wood Blanc. Hey, F Parad 11, how are you doing? And then Honkus. ARP Animations. What's the BPM? 86, right? What was it? 86. Then we got Holy Funk. And then lastly, Razor Blade Noise Harmonies. Since the commission, if Cobra votes, only Cobra's vote counts, otherwise it's a normal poll. Hey, Marshall Flash Music. Oh, I love your, oh, that's so nice. Your raid call. Oh, welcome to, is it Alto Ramenta? And of course, Marshall Flash is here. Gato Rastafar, Norady Game, Ariana Zup, Lodzo, Kiknyakoskas. And hey, Fran Hita's here. How was your stream, Marshall? Let's do a reverse raid. If there's anyone here who hasn't followed Marshall Flash, here's your chance. I'm pretty positive I've already followed you, but just in case I haven't, let me just double check. Yeah. You're doing music today, right? So for all y'all who just arrived, what I do is improv. I make up music using elements the chat gives me. Chat shows all the sounds that I'm gonna have to use. And I turn people's names into drum beats. Y'all get to name the song. So as soon as I start playing, you'll see people run the title command. And you can jump in and suggest names for the song. And then we'll have a vote after the song, and that'll be what it's called. I want to thank you, Muty, for gifting that sub to Marshall. 501st gifted sub. Thank you, Mileage. Mileage with the 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you so much, Mileage. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's do it. Thanks, Mileage. Thank you. Okay, let's move this. Whoops. Got a chair in the way. Holy funk. We're going to start with the sound holy funk. Okay, here we go. Time to accelerate. All the gods awoken. Now they're here to never leave. Living in a marble ocean. There's white for as far as you can see. All the gods have awoken. Now they're here, they'll never leave. Swimming through hard water, swimming through the pebbles and stones. Swimming through hard water, trying to get all the way to our home. Swimming for miles and miles through this marble ocean. I realize. Oh, thanks for those scalps. Thanks, Cobro, for the commission. Thank you. I realize that because I don't do those videos, it means I don't show the credits for the light show. I should. Thank you, Cobro. Let's see. Titles. What do we get? Oh, hey, Pierre's here. Let's see. Staffy with the cost. Mileage 7 centimeter spikes. Marshall Flash music, Enter the Matrix. One more. Hug Queen Dreams. Okay, let's get the poll up. Oh, and I use a bunch of titles as lyric inspiration. Cobro's Marble Ocean, Soda 3030, Hug Queen Speeding Lights, Muty Shoebox Full of Secrets, and Muty Water Water Dead Eyes First Purse Full of Blue. Mileage Hard Water, I took Miles from a Mileage is Heard for Miles. Let me shout out some more titles. Cool Reason, new pair of tuba socks. Pierre Rock Climbing Explosion. Hug Queen saw her first UFO. Did you, Hug Queen? Brooms, Jenkins, there you are. Muty, Man versus Van. I'm only big child, don't stop right now. Soda, relaxing on the beach is a great sport. Cobro, you mean donut? Staffy, Bound to Boogie. Mileage, like the waves hug the shore. Oh wait, why is it not on screen? Corey says, Hug Queen was trying to find you in New Mexico and wound up in Roswell. For Tubi's arms, I got that flexible tubing, you know, that you can. It's almost like a slinky, but it's for I don't know, HVAC type, you know, air vents and stuff. So it's silver, and it's I think it looks. Yeah, still something doesn't feel right about the shoulders. He says, if you saw aliens, would you try to talk to them or communicate through music? It's a good question. I mean, you know, historically when a culture is invaded, unfortunately, a lot of times the only things that are left afterwards is the art and the food. So hopefully our art and our food will convince them, the aliens, not to wreak havoc on our civilization. I'll take care, Marshall Flash. Thanks so much for the raid. Thank you. Oh, that's a good idea. Mileage is wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tubey. I wonder if they make ones that are small mileage. That would be awesome. Just Tubi's head, but those arms. Is that has everyone seen what I think mileage is referring to? It's a very, you see them in America. You see them often at car dealerships and stuff. Where else would you see those? But they're these big inflatable sort of figures, and the wind just blows them around, so it looks like they're alive. They're really fun looking, I think. I mean, I always enjoy seeing them. What are other weird ways that they'll get attacked? Oh, you know, the sign twirlers. Has anyone worked as a sign twirler? The reasons you need to get one with Tui's face and have it set up with the ETC Roadshow, yeah. My voice doesn't have a lot of high end in it. It's very, right now, I need to get a little more edge into it so it just cuts through better. Key Square is at any mall they can't afford a spotlight rental. Oh, spotlights too. I've never gone after a spotlight though. You know, you'll see them in the sky, and I've never thought, you know, I'm gonna try to figure out where that is. I don't know how effective those spotlights are. So what do y'all think? Do you think in 50 years, all the malls are going to be gone? Or are they going to be reinvented in some way? Or in 50 years, are we going to all just be in our little pods at our houses, afraid to leave, just online, going to malls in virtual universes? Miles says, I saw a place selling, they had a dozen or so on display. It was hypnotizing. What's the official name for them? Is there, I mean, if you were to go buy them, what are they called? Are they just called waving inflatable people? Inflatable people. There they are. I mean, their heads are sort of 2B shaped. I mean, their heads are just these rectangles. Cody says, kid will be one of those styrofoam homes that are earthquake proof living in New Zealand. I was watching I saw something about these, I think it's actually was it in New Mexico? These earthship homes, have you heard of these? they're just this doing all these iterations, building these trying to make the most environmentally friendly houses and sort of hippie type thing. But it sounds like there's a lot of science thought that goes into them. I think the guy who started was he was an architect, and then he wanted to do, but they tend to make them out of tires, stacked tires, and apparently the insulation's incredible. And what was it? They did this other interesting thing with, was it water or air? They had some really creative way to control temperature without electricity. I wish I remember how it worked. Anyway, someday I might enjoy that kind of thing. Trying to build one of those. Ocean Vader says some sort of paradigm shift is needed. The whole scenario is way beyond politics or government. Try as they might. Media says malls are going to be museums of how it was before the great economic collapse, and that's the best case scenario. Rough cases, I can see some malls turning into warehouses for big box stores that try to sell more online and pick up locations. Right, because Amazon's planning on doing box stores. Earthships. That's what they're called, right? Passive solar house made of both natural and upcycled materials. But these constructions, they're really cool looking things. If you go, just do a Google image search for Earthships, and they just they're incredible. They're like out of sci-fi. Oh, but I don't know if even sci-fi, just because they're very organic looking. And they have lots of flowing forms, curves. It's not just... I think residential architecture in the United States, at least, is so boring, incredibly boring. So seeing things like this, to me, it makes me very, very happy. Everyone's different. I should go visit when I hit the road in the van and do a video. Maybe I could do a show at one of these places. They probably get so many visitors, they're sick of visitors though. Maybe they don't. I don't know. They're in the middle of nowhere, I think. They're in the pretty... Sorry, I'm looking at this one. He says, you know how pigeons leave droppings on innocent bystanders? Imagine in the future it's going to be Amazon delivery drones dropping somebody's new sock in your head. Yeah. Has anyone in chat flown a drone before? It's sort of like it's sort of the thing to get all these van lifers on YouTube have them. I don't know. I'm not excited about it. Maybe someday I'll be excited to learn. It's the learning how to fly it. If I could instantly fly it, if I knew it could do it, if I could be a great pilot instantly, I'd be more interested. But adding something to my to-do list is just overwhelming. Rough cases, I used to work at Radio Shack, flew a bunch of drones. Guru says no, but a guy named Jimmy flew one into the Glendor volcano. Oh wow. Did the drone make it back, or was it they sacrifice it? It was like a sacrifice of the volcanic gods. Because they can stream footage, right? So even if they flew it right and burned it alive, that's a horrible thing to say about a drone, but let's end this vote. So if this, since this is a commission, if Cobra votes, only Cobra's vote counts. If Cobra does not vote, it's a normal poll. Cool Breeze is the volcano erupted into the drone. And mileage is named at 7-centimeter spikes. Thank you, mileage. Thank you, Cobra. That was 7-centimeter spikes. Okay, let's see. Our show was live from the Lonely Dove. We did 4 tracks. Extraterrestrial Clutter, Massive Fluffy Clouds, The Devils and the Eggs, 7-centimeter spikes. Do our thank yous. Our superstar mods. Allegra, Kubu, Reason, Tubi. Thanks to our raiders, Marshall Flash Music and pianotpot. We had a whole bunch of gifted subs. I don't know why they showed up. I'll shout them out. A Big Child gifted to pianotpot, Muty gifted to Muffin, and Marshall Flash Music. Mileage gifted to Heart. KK Tupluz, Koju B, LA Finest Does It, Tone Hack, Vitterloo, Woody TV, 49 months for Allegra, 32 for Brooms, 21 for Cobro, 53 for Kuberizan, 30 for Funk, 10 for Logicos 94, 28 for Socks, 38 for Q Square, 22 for Rough Case. Thanks to our lurkers and chatters. These 23 names you see on screen either named or current tour name or venue name one of our songs. Made a request on one of the songs we featured. Muffin, Brooms, Cobra, Electric, Cobalt, Hug Queen LD, Emil, The Big Child, Jazzy, John, Alchemy, Mileage, Minor, Bermuda, Mr. Robert, Moochie Moss, Neighborhood Watch, Not Allegra, P Mouse, pianotpot, Rough Case, Socks, Staffy, The Third Doug Mentioned, Tony Briskabatsky, Wookie 2085, and wow, soda. Throw our subcredits. We're gonna, we got 2 more shows this week, tomorrow and Saturday. So I hope to see y'all for that. Find a place to raid. Have I rated her before? Playing Flute, yes I have. So we got rated by pianotpot. Here's somebody with the name Piano Parrot. I don't think I've rated them before. Let's find out what they're all about. Piano Parrot. Thanks. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I hope to see you tomorrow and or Saturday, or if not then Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Take care. See ya.